The ultrasound showed my daughter's perfect heartbeat. Then I heard my husband whisper to my doctor, "Please, you have to make her stop this pregnancy." I'm lying on an exam table, cold gel on my stomach, 20 weeks along. This is supposed to be the good appointment, the one where they measure fingers and toes, where you find out if you're painting the nursery pink or blue. The ultrasound tech, Sarah, has the wand pressed against my belly, and there it is on the screen. A tiny spine, curled like a question mark, a 4-chambered heart, fluttering. "There's the heartbeat," Sarah says, and her voice is warm, practiced. She's done this 1,000 times. "Strong and steady, 156 beats per minute." 156? I'll remember that number for the rest of my life. Marcus is standing beside me. His hand is on my shoulder, and it feels wrong. Not comforting, heavy. Like he's holding me down instead of holding me up. I glance at him, and his face is gray, pale in a way I've never seen before. He's staring at the screen, but he's not smiling. "Everything looks perfect," Sarah says. She's clicking through measurements, and I'm watching our baby move. This tiny person who's been living inside me for 5 months, who I felt kick during breakfast, who hiccups when I drink cold water. Sarah goes quiet. She clicks twice, then reaches for the phone mounted on the wall. "I'm going to grab Dr. Raymond," she says. Her voice shifts, just slightly. Professional mask slipping into place. "Just routine. He'll want to confirm a few measurements." Marcus's hand tightens on my shoulder. I feel his fingers dig in, just for a second. Dr. Raymond walks in 3 minutes later. He's my obstetrician, has been since I confirmed the pregnancy at 8 weeks. He's also, I'll learn much later, someone else entirely. He moves to the screen without looking at me, takes the wand from Sarah, and scans in silence. His jaw is tight. "Everything appears normal," he says finally. "Strong fetal development. No abnormalities detected." He's still not looking at me. He's looking at Marcus. "We should step outside for a moment," Dr. Raymond says. "Discuss some options." That word, options, hangs in the air like smoke. "What options?" I ask. "You just said everything's normal." Dr. Raymond's expression doesn't change. "It's routine to review all available choices at this stage. Mrs. Harrison, many women in their late 20s consider—" "I'm 29, I interrupt. "And we planned this pregnancy. What are you talking about?" Marcus's hand leaves my shoulder. He takes a step toward Dr. Raymond, and that's when I hear it. He thinks he's whispering. He thinks I can't hear him over the sound of my own heartbeat pounding in my ears, over the ultrasound machine still humming beside me, but I hear every word. "Please, you have to make her reconsider." The room tilts. I'm still lying down, gel drying on my stomach, staring at a screen showing my daughter's perfect spine, and my husband is asking my doctor to convince me to end this pregnancy. I sit up so fast the wand falls away. Sarah catches it before it hits the floor, but her eyes are wide. She's heard it too. "Emily, let's just talk for a minute." Marcus starts, but I'm already pulling my shirt down, grabbing my bag from the chair. The ultrasound image is printing, thermal paper, slightly warm, edges already starting to curl. I take it without looking at it and walk out. I don't run, I walk. Through the waiting room full of pregnant women with their partners, past the receptionist who calls my name because I haven't checked out, into the parking lot where the September sun is too bright and the air smells like hot asphalt. Marcus follows. Of course he does. "Em, stop. Just stop." I'm standing next to our car. His car, technically, a silver Lexus he bought when he made senior analyst. I'm gripping my keys so hard the teeth are cutting into my palm. I turn around. "Make me reconsider?" My voice is steady. Too steady. "You asked him to make me reconsider." He looks like he might cry or vomit. His hands are shaking. "It's complicated," he says. 4 words, that's all he gives me. "It's complicated." "Complicated how?" "Can we not do this here?" He glances around. There's a security camera mounted above the entrance. An older couple walking to their car, the woman's hand on her rounded belly. Everyone can see us. No, I say, we're doing this here, right now. Tell me what's complicated about you asking my doctor during my anatomy scan to counsel me out of keeping our baby. He won't meet my eyes. He's looking at the ground, at his shoes, at the hospital building behind me. There's someone else, he says finally, and there it is. The truth served up in a parking lot outside a maternal fetal medicine clinic. There's someone else. Not, I made a mistake. Not, I'm sorry. Just, there's someone else. How long? 8 months. 8 months. I've been pregnant for 5, which means he was already with her when we decided to try for a baby, when I stopped taking birth control, when we had sex specifically to conceive. He was already with her. Is she pregnant? The pause before he answers tells me everything. Yes. I start laughing. I can't help it. It comes out sharp and wrong, the kind of sound that makes the older couple stare. Marcus reaches for me, but I step back. Don't touch me. Emily, please, get away from me. I unlock the car, my car, the Civic I drove before we got married, and get in. He's saying something, but I can't hear it anymore. I'm pulling out of the parking spot, and he's standing there in the middle of the lot, and I'm driving. I don't know where I'm going until I'm already on the highway, heading east toward my sister's neighborhood. Claire. I need Claire. The ultrasound image is on the passenger seat. I look at it once at a red light. There she is, my daughter. 156 beats per minute, perfect 4-chambered heart. And her father just asked a doctor to make her go away. I drive 40 minutes to Claire's house in the suburbs. It's Tuesday afternoon, and she works from home on Tuesdays, and when I pull into her driveway and sit there with the engine running, she's already opening the front door. She knows. She can see it on my face. Em. She's walking toward the car. What happened? I can't answer. I hand her the ultrasound image, and she takes it, looks at it, looks at me. She's perfect, I say. Everything's perfect, and Marcus asked the doctor to make me end it. Claire's face goes white, then red. Get inside, she says, right now. Her house smells like coffee and lavender. She has 2 kids, 6 and 8, but they're still at school. Her husband Devin is at his office downtown. It's just us. She sits me down at her kitchen table and puts a blue ceramic mug in front of me. Chamomile tea. I can smell it, that familiar smell of trying to calm down, trying to breathe. Tell me everything, Claire says, so I do. The ultrasound, the whisper, the parking lot. There's someone else. 8 months. She's pregnant too. Claire doesn't interrupt. She listens like she's taking notes, like she's building a case. When I'm done, she reaches across the table and takes my hands. You're not crazy, she says. You're not hormonal. You're not wrong. And that's when I cry. For the first time since the ultrasound, since I heard Marcus's voice, asking Dr. Raymond to please make her reconsider, I cry. Big, ugly sobs that make my whole body shake. Claire moves her chair around the table and just sits with me, one hand on my back, while I break apart in her kitchen. If you've ever found something you weren't supposed to see and stayed silent while you processed it, just comment, I found it. You're not alone. After 20 minutes, I stop crying. I drink the tea. Claire refills it. We sit in silence for a while, and then she says, Do you have his phone? He has 2, I realize out loud. He always has 2. One for work, he said. Claire stands up. Where's your car? We go to the driveway. Claire opens the passenger door of my Civic and starts searching. Glove compartment, center console, under the seats, nothing. Then she opens the back door and finds his jacket, the North Face one he wore this morning because the clinic keeps the waiting room cold. Check the pockets, she says, handing it to me. Left pocket, empty. Right pocket, a protein bar wrapper. Inside pocket, a phone. not his iPhone with the black case and our wedding photo as the lock screen. A cheap Android screen protector cracked on the bottom right corner. No name on the lock screen, just a generic background. I press the power button and it's not locked. He didn't lock it. The last text is from V. Uncle Ray says he can handle it. Just keep her calm until the appointment. Uncle Ray. Dr. Raymond. The doctor wasn't just my obstetrician. He was helping Marcus. He was part of this. I scroll up hundreds of messages, going back 8 months, just like Marcus said. Photos. I don't look at those. I can't, but I see the words. I love you. When are you leaving her? After the baby, my baby, our baby. And then 2 weeks before I took my positive pregnancy test, there's a photo, a card, pink and white with gold foil lettering. We're expecting. Signed V and M forever. She was pregnant first. She announced it first. And then I got pregnant and suddenly I was the problem. Claire is photographing every message with her own phone. Keep scrolling, she says. We're documenting everything. I find a message from 3 days ago. V writes, what if she won't listen? Marcus responds, Ray said he'll back me up. Make it sound medical. Use the word complications. My hands are shaking so hard I almost dropped the phone. The doctor, my doctor, the man I trusted with my body, with my baby's life, was coaching my husband on how to manipulate me into terminating my pregnancy. Claire takes the phone from me and keeps photographing. She's methodical, scrolling slowly, capturing everything, timestamps and all. When she's done, she puts the burner phone back in Marcus's jacket pocket. We're going to need a lawyer, she says, and we're going to need you to stay here. I can't just... Yes, you can. Claire's voice is firm. You're staying here in the guest room for as long as it takes. We don't leave when we're pregnant, Em. We leave when we're ready. I nod. I'm not ready yet, but I'm getting there. That night, I call my mother. I need her to know. I need someone from my family, besides Claire, to understand what's happening. She answers on the third ring, and I can hear her church group in the background. Tuesday night Bible study. Hi, sweetheart, she says. How was your appointment? Mom, I need to tell you something. I explain it as simply as I can. The ultrasound was perfect. Marcus asked the doctor to convince me to terminate. There's another woman. She's pregnant too. The doctor is her uncle. They've been planning this. There's a long silence. I can hear the church ladies singing a hymn in the background. Emily, my mother says slowly, are you sure you're not reading too much into this? Pregnancy hormones can make us a little paranoid. My stomach drops. Mom, I heard him. He said, please, you have to make her reconsider. And we found text messages where the doctor was coaching him. Sweetheart, Marcus is a good man, a good provider. Maybe he's just scared. New fathers get scared. You should talk to him, work it out for the baby's sake. For the baby's sake, the baby he wants me to terminate. I have to go, I say. Emily, don't be rash. I hang up. Claire is standing in the doorway of the guest room, holding fresh towels and that blue ceramic mug, now filled with more tea. She doesn't believe you, Claire says. It's not a question. She thinks I'm being hormonal. Claire sets down the towels and the mug and sits next to me on the bed. Then we stop looking for people to believe us, she says, and we start gathering evidence that speaks for itself. The next morning, Claire sets up her laptop at the kitchen table. Devin has taken the kids to school. We have 2 hours before they're back. We're going through your finances, Claire says, every account, every credit card, every statement going back a year. I log into our joint bank account, the one Marcus and I opened when we got married 3 years ago, the one where his paycheck deposits every 2 weeks, the one I barely look at because Marcus handles the bills, the investments, the financial planning. He's the analyst. I'm the art teacher. He manages the money. Claire pulls up a spreadsheet. Start with January, she says. We're looking for patterns. I scroll. Grocery stores, gas stations, our mortgage payment, utilities, everything normal until the third week of January. Then the Riverside Hotel, $347. That was the weekend of the marketing conference, I say, in Phoenix. Claire highlights it. Keep going. February. The Riverside Hotel again. Same weekend, different month, $347. March, the Riverside Hotel, $370. He's not creative, Claire mutters. Same hotel, same price point, same day of the month. April through August, the Riverside Hotel, 5 more times. Always a Friday check-in, Sunday checkout. Always $347. Never a work conference, never a business trip I knew about. Then I see the jewelry purchases. Tiffany & Co., March 15th, $1,247 for Tiffany & Co., May 22nd, $923. Tiffany & Co., so July 8th, $2,100. I didn't get any jewelry, I say. My voice sounds far away. Not for my birthday, not for our anniversary. Claire is adding numbers in the spreadsheet. Her jaw is tight. Keep scrolling. I find it in June. Napa Valley Luxury Resort, $2,400, June 14th through 16th. My grandmother's funeral was June 15th in Ohio. I flew alone because Marcus said he had a critical client presentation. He couldn't miss it. He was so sorry. He'd make it up to me. He was in Napa with her while I buried my grandmother. 17 hotel stays, Claire says. She's looking at the spreadsheet and her voice is shaking with anger. 3 jewelry purchases totaling almost $5,000 and a $2,400 weekend in Napa while you were at your grandmother's funeral. I'm staring at the screen. The numbers blur together. That's when my phone rings. It's Marcus's mother, Patricia. Not my mother, his. Don't answer, Claire says, but I'm already swiping to accept. Emily, sweetheart. Patricia's voice is warm, concerned. Marcus told us there was a misunderstanding yesterday at your appointment. A misunderstanding. He's very upset. He's staying with us right now and he's devastated. He said you left without letting him explain. I'm gripping the phone so hard my knuckles are white. Did he tell you he's having an affair? Did he tell you his girlfriend is pregnant too? Did he tell you he asked my doctor, who happens to be her uncle, to convince me to terminate my pregnancy? Silence. Emily, I think you're under a lot of stress. I have bank statements showing 17 hotel stays, $5,000 in jewelry I never received, and a weekend in Napa that he took while I was burying my grandmother. Would you like me to email them to you? I don't think that's... His girlfriend texted him 3 days ago. She asked what would happen if I wouldn't listen. He said the doctor would back him up and make it sound medical. Should I forward you those screenshots too? Another pause. Longer this time. We'd like to come talk to you, Patricia says finally. As a family, all of us. This is something we should handle together. Where? Marcus said you're staying with Claire. We can come there this afternoon. We just want to help you two work this out. I look at Claire. She's shaking her head. No, absolutely not. Fine, I say. 2 o'clock. I hang up. Claire is staring at me like I've lost my mind. Em, you can't let them ambush you here. It's not an ambush if we're ready for it. She thinks about this, then nods. I'll call Devin. He'll come home early, and we print everything. At 1:45, Devin arrives. He's a contract attorney, corporate stuff mostly, but he knows how documentation works. We've printed 47 pages, bank statements, text message screenshots, the pregnancy announcement card from Vanessa, photos from Marcus's burner phone, nothing explicit, just the two of them at restaurants, at hotels, her hand on his arm. We've organized it into folders, blue for financial evidence, red for communications, yellow for medical conspiracy. At exactly 2 Zemadar, 3 cars pull into Claire's driveway. Marcus's parents, his older brother Andrew, and Andrew's wife Jennifer. And Marcus himself looking like he hasn't slept. Claire opens the door. They file into the living room, 5 of them plus Marcus against the 2 of us. Devin stands in the kitchen doorway, watching, not participating, just witnessing. Emily. Patricia sits on the couch and pats the cushion beside her. Come sit, sweetheart. I stay standing. I'm fine here. Marcus's father, Richard, clears his throat. He's a retired judge. He's used to controlling rooms. Emily, we've heard Marcus's side of things. We'd like to hear yours. And then we'd like to help you both move forward, for the baby's sake. For the baby's sake. Again. Which baby? I ask. Mine or Vanessa's? Jennifer, Andrew's wife, shifts uncomfortably. We weren't aware Marcus was involved with anyone else. He's been involved with her for 8 months, I say. She got pregnant first. Then I got pregnant, and suddenly I was the problem that needed to be solved. Marcus is sitting in the armchair by the window. He won't look at me. His hands are folded in his lap like he's praying. Sweetheart, Patricia tries again. These things happen. Marriage is hard. People make mistakes. But you're carrying his child. That's a bond that doesn't break. We can get you both into counseling. He asked my doctor to convince me to have an abortion. The room goes silent. During my 20-week anatomy scan, I continue, while I was lying on the table, while our daughter's heartbeat was on the screen at 156 beats per minute, he whispered to Dr. Raymond, who is Vanessa's uncle, "Please, you have to make her reconsider." Those were his exact words. Richard leans forward. Did you actually hear this? Or is this something you interpreted? The ultrasound tech heard it too, and I have text messages where Dr. Raymond coached Marcus on what language to use. Make it sound medical. Use the word complications. I pull out my phone and start reading. Claire has sent me the screenshots. I read them out loud, complete with timestamps. Uncle Ray says he can handle it. What if she won't listen? Ray said he'll back me up. When I'm done, no one speaks. Jennifer is crying quietly. Andrew is staring at his brother with something like disgust. This is destroying our family, Richard says finally. Emily, I understand you're hurt, but making accusations against a respected physician, dragging our name through this kind of scandal, it helps no one. I'm not making accusations, I say. I'm stating facts. Would you like to see the bank statements, the hotel receipts, the jewelry purchases I never received? You're trying to humiliate him, Patricia says, and her voice has gone cold. You're trying to destroy him publicly because your feelings are hurt. Something snaps inside me. I walk to the dining room table where we've laid out all the evidence and bring back the 3 folders. I drop them on the coffee table in front of Patricia. 17 hotel stays, I say. Over 8 months, always the same hotel, always the same weekend pattern. Here are the dates and amounts. I open the blue folder. $5,000 in jewelry, none of it given to me. Here are the receipts. I open the red folder. And here's my favorite, June 14th through 16th, a $2,400 weekend at a luxury resort in Napa Valley. I was in Ohio, burying my grandmother. Marcus said he had a critical client presentation. He couldn't miss it. I look at Patricia, at Richard, at all of them. Ask your son who Vanessa's baby belongs to. Marcus's head snaps up. What? Ask him, I repeat. Ask him if he's the father of Vanessa's baby. Of course I am, Marcus says, but his voice wavers. Why would you... Are you sure? I ask. Have you seen a paternity test, or did you just take her word for it? The color drains from his face. He hasn't. He doesn't know. Patricia stands up. I think we're done here. We're absolutely done here, Claire says from the doorway. She's been silent this whole time, but now she steps into the room. You came to my house to intimidate my sister, to pressure her into staying with a man who tried to manipulate her into terminating a wanted pregnancy. And when she showed you evidence, documentation of his betrayal, you accused her of destroying your family. She walks to the front door and opens it. Marcus destroyed this family. You're just angry that Emily won't stay quiet about it. Get out. They leave. All of them. Marcus looks back once from the driveway, and I see something in his face. Fear, maybe. Or the first crack of understanding that I'm not going to be the one who breaks. After they're gone, Devin makes coffee. Claire sits next to me on the couch, and we don't talk. We just breathe. We need a lawyer, Devin says finally. A real one, not me. I know someone, Claire says. Patricia Reeves. She handles high-conflict divorces. I'll call her tomorrow. And a private investigator, Devin adds. If Marcus is lying about the paternity, if Vanessa has other partners, we need to know. I nod. I'm still holding the blue folder. All those hotel receipts. All that money spent on someone else while I taught middle school art classes and planned a nursery. We don't leave when we're pregnant, I say, echoing Claire's words from yesterday. We leave when we're ready. Are you ready? Claire asks softly. I'm getting there. 3 days later, I'm at Target. I need basics. Toothbrush, shampoo, underwear. I left my house with one bag and I'm not going back for more. Claire's buying me time, but I need to start rebuilding. I need to figure out what comes next. I'm in the produce section reaching for apples when I hear her voice. You have some nerve showing your face here. I turn around. She's standing 3 feet away, hand on her visible baby bump. Vanessa. I've seen her photos on the burner phone, but in person she's smaller than I expected. Petite, blonde, wearing expensive athleisure and a diamond tennis bracelet. People are starting to stare. An older woman with a shopping cart pauses, pretending to examine avocados. A teenager pulls out his phone. Excuse me? I say. You heard me. Vanessa steps closer. Her voice is rising. You're trying to ruin everything. Marcus and I were happy before you trapped him. I'm holding a bag of apples. I set it carefully in my cart. Trapped him, I repeat. We've been married for 3 years. We planned this pregnancy. I didn't trap anyone. He told me he was leaving you, she says, and then you got pregnant. Convenient. The teenage boy is definitely filming now. The older woman has abandoned all pretense of shopping and is just watching. When did you get pregnant, Vanessa? She blinks. What? You got pregnant first, didn't you? You announced it first. I've seen the card. We're expecting V and M forever. Dated 2 weeks before I took my test. So tell me, who trapped who? Her face flushes red. He loves me. We're building a life together. You're just in the way. I should walk away. I should be the bigger person. I should not engage with the woman my husband has been sleeping with for 8 months while I planned a future with him. But I'm 5 months pregnant, standing in Target, and she just accused me of trapping my own husband. I smile. It's not a nice smile. Tell that to the paternity test, I say. Here's where I need your voice. When someone publicly tries to humiliate you, do you A, walk away with dignity, or B, stand your ground and speak truth? Comment A or B. Her mouth opens, closes, opens again. What are you talking about? Has Marcus seen a paternity test? Or did he just take your word that the baby's his? Of course it's his. I would never. Then get a test, I say. Prove it. I'll wait. She's shaking now, with anger or fear, I can't tell. Maybe both. You're a bitch, she hisses. And you're wearing a tennis bracelet Marcus bought in July for $2,106, I say, while I was teaching summer school to save for our daughter's college fund, so I guess we both have our issues. I push my cart past her. The teenager is grinning, phone still up. The older woman gives me a subtle thumbs up. As I turn down the next aisle, I hear Vanessa start crying. Loud, dramatic sobs designed to make me look like the villain. I don't look back. I'm shaking when I get to Claire's car. I sit in the driver's seat for 10 minutes before I can turn the key. My phone buzzes. It's a text from a number I don't recognize. Saw what happened at Target. You're my hero. Sarah, the ultrasound tech. I stare at the message, then I type back, "Thank you for being there." Her response comes immediately. "If you need a witness for anything, call me. What they did was wrong." I save her number. I'm building a team, slowly, piece by piece. People who saw what happened. People who won't let Marcus rewrite history. That afternoon, I meet Patricia Reeves. Not Marcus's mother, my lawyer. She's 50-something with short gray hair and glasses on a beaded chain. Her office smells like coffee and old books. She listens to everything without interrupting. When I'm done, she leans back in her chair. "We'll need a private investigator," she says. "I know someone, Roger Callahan. He's expensive, but he's thorough. And if there's more to this story, if Vanessa has other partners, if the medical board needs to investigate Dr. Raymond, we need documentation." "How much?" She names a number that makes me flinch. I have about $8,000 in my personal savings account, money I've been putting away from my teaching salary for the past 3 years. Money I was saving for maternity leave, for the hospital bills, for the first year when childcare costs more than I make. "Do it," I say. Roger starts working that week. He's ex-military, built like a linebacker, with a quiet voice and patient eyes. He follows Marcus for 9 days. He runs background checks on Vanessa. He pulls property records, phone records, employment histories, and on day 9 he calls me. "We need to meet," he says, "in person." Patricia's office, 3 o'clock. Roger has brought a binder, 3 inches thick, black leather, tabs color-coded. "Your husband," Roger says, "has been having an affair with Vanessa Hartley for 8 months. That part you knew. What you didn't know, Vanessa Hartley is also involved with 2 other men." He slides a photo across the table, Vanessa leaving a restaurant with a man in his 40s, his arm around her waist. "Daniel Moss, corporate attorney, married. She's been seeing him for 6 months. Another photo. Vanessa at a hotel bar with a younger guy, mid-20s. They're kissing. "Tyler Chen, real estate agent, single. They've been on and off for a year." Roger opens the binder to a tab marked DNA Paternity. "I contacted Ms. Hartley," he says. "Represented myself as conducting a routine verification for insurance purposes to be paid for by an anonymous benefactor concerned about the child's welfare. She agreed to a prenatal paternity test, non-invasive, simple blood draw. Results came back yesterday." He slides a document across the table. Official letterhead, laboratory certification number, test date, results. Alleged father, Marcus James Harrison. Probability of paternity, 0.0%. 0%, Patricia says slowly. 0%, Roger confirms. Marcus Harrison is not the biological father of Vanessa Hartley's baby. I start laughing. I can't help it. It comes out in these sharp, breathless bursts. Not joy, exactly, but something close. Relief mixed with fury, mixed with the sheer absurdity of it all. "She told him it was his baby," I say. "She let him believe it. She let him blow up his marriage for a baby that isn't even his." "The biological father is most likely Daniel Moss," Roger says, "based on timing and the frequency of their encounters. But Ms. Hartley has not disclosed his identity, nor does she appear to have informed him of the pregnancy." Patricia is making notes. "This changes everything. Marcus can't claim divided loyalties or financial obligations to another child. He was manipulated just like you were." "I don't care," I say, and I'm surprised to realize I mean it. I don't care if he was lied to. He still asked my doctor to help him end my pregnancy. He still chose to betray me. Whatever happens to him now, he earned it. Roger closes the binder. "There's one more thing. Miss Hartley's uncle, Dr. Raymond, has been under investigation before. 5 years ago, a patient filed a complaint with the medical board alleging he pressured her into terminating a pregnancy after discovering her husband was having an affair. The case was dismissed due to lack of evidence, but the complaint is on record." "He's done this before." I say. He's done it before, Roger confirms. Patricia taps her pen against her notepad. We file a formal complaint with the medical board. We document everything, the text messages, the coaching, the relationship to Vanessa. We include Roger's findings and Sarah's testimony. And we request a full ethics investigation. How long will that take? Months, Patricia says honestly. The board moves slowly, but in the meantime, we use this for leverage in the divorce. Marcus loses all bargaining power. We ask for full custody, full financial disclosure, and a settlement that reflects his betrayal. I think about that word, betrayal. It's too small. What Marcus did wasn't just betrayal. It was a coordinated attempt to erase our daughter before she could exist, with help from a medical professional, for another woman's baby that wasn't even his. File everything, I say. That night I'm back at Claire's house. It's late, almost 11, and I'm lying in the guest bed, staring at the ceiling, when I hear a noise on the front porch. Claire hears it too. Devin goes to check. We hear him open the door, pause, then close it again. "Em," he calls, "there's something here for you." It's a manila envelope, standard num 10, no return address, postmarked from the hospital zip code. Someone left it on the doorstep. I open it carefully. Inside, 32 pages, printed text messages between Dr. Raymond and Marcus, going back 3 months, May 14th, 11:47 p.m. Dr. Raymond, tell her it's routine to consider all options at the 20-week scan. Use the word complications. I'll back you up. May 20th, 9:33 m. Marcus, what if she asks why you're bringing it up? Dr. Raymond, I'll say it's standard counseling. We discuss all choices with every patient. She won't question me. June 3rd, 7:15 p.m. Marcus, V is getting impatient. She wants me to file for divorce. Dr. Raymond, not until after the scan. If Emily terminates, it makes everything cleaner. No child support and no custody battles. September 17th, 10:02 p.m. Marcus, the appointment is tomorrow. Are you sure you can do this? Dr. Raymond, I've done it before. Trust me, I've done it before. Claire is reading over my shoulder. Someone inside the hospital sent this to you. Someone risked their job to help me. Someone who knows what Dr. Raymond is, Claire says, and wants him stopped. If you've ever been that anonymous hero, risked something to help someone, tell me in the comments. I read through all 32 pages. There's more. Text messages where Dr. Raymond advises Marcus on how to make me emotionally unstable during the appointment, where he suggests Marcus mention financial strain and career sacrifices, where he coaches him to say, I'm not ready to be a mother. At the bottom of the last page, there's a handwritten note, printed carefully in block letters. He did this to my sister 5 years ago. She almost died. Please stop him. A friend, I hold the envelope against my chest. 32 pages. Everything we need to prove conspiracy. Everything we need to take down Dr. Raymond. Left on a doorstep by someone who's been waiting 5 years for the chance to make this right. We have him, I say. We have him, Claire agrees. The medical board hearing is scheduled for October 23rd, 4 weeks after the ultrasound, 4 weeks of gathering evidence, taking statements, building a case. Patricia files the formal complaint with 47 pieces of evidence attached. Text messages, bank records, Roger's investigation report, Sarah's witness statement, the anonymous envelope. The hospital tries to settle. Twice. They offer to transfer my care to another physician. They offer a written apology. They offer money, not much, but enough to make it clear they're worried. No, I tell Patricia, I want a hearing. It'll be brutal, she warns. 7 doctors on the board, hospital lawyers. Dr. Raymond will have representation. You'll have to testify while you're 6 months pregnant. They'll try to discredit you. Let them try. The hearing is held in a conference room at the hospital's administrative building. Gray carpet, long table. 7 board members, 5 men, 2 women, sitting like judges. Hospital attorney to the left, Dr. Raymond to the right, flanked by his lawyer. Court stenographer in the corner, fingers ready on her machine. I walk in alone. Patricia is beside me, but I'm the one who has to speak. I'm wearing a navy dress that barely fits over my belly now. My daughter is kicking. She always kicks when I'm nervous. I put my hand over the movement and sit down. The board chair, Dr. Weinstein, opens the file. We're here to review a complaint filed by Emily Harrison against Dr. Raymond Fletcher regarding alleged ethics violations and breach of patient trust. Mrs. Harrison, you've submitted extensive documentation. We'll begin with your testimony. I've practiced this with Patricia, with Claire, with Devin, but sitting here under fluorescent lights with Dr. Raymond staring at me from across the room, it's different. On September 17th, I begin, I came to Dr. Raymond's office for my 20-week anatomy scan. The ultrasound showed normal fetal development, strong heartbeat at 156 beats per minute, no abnormalities. The ultrasound tech, Sarah Chen, confirmed everything looked perfect. I placed the ultrasound image on the table. The thermal paper has faded slightly, but you can still see the spine, the heart chambers, the tiny profile. While I was still on the exam table, I continue, Dr. Raymond entered the room. He reviewed the scan and confirmed there were no medical concerns. Then he suggested we step outside to discuss options. When I asked what options, he said it was routine to review all available choices. I was confused. Everything was healthy. Why would there be choices to discuss? Dr. Raymond's lawyer shifts in his seat. Mrs. Harrison, isn't it standard practice for obstetricians to review all options with patients? At 20 weeks, I look at him directly. For a wanted pregnancy, with perfect scan results? No, it's not standard. It's suspicious. Patricia slides a document across the table. This is the text message log between Dr. Raymond and Marcus Harrison. Mr. Harrison is Mrs. Harrison's husband, soon to be ex-husband. Note the date, September 16th, the day before the appointment. Dr. Weinstein reads aloud, tell her it's routine to consider all options at the 20-week scan. Use the word complications. I'll back you up. The room goes quiet. Dr. Raymond, Dr. Weinstein says slowly, did you send this message? Dr. Raymond's lawyer answers for him. My client exercises his Fifth Amendment right. This is not a criminal proceeding. One of the female board members interrupts. This is an ethics review. Dr. Raymond, did you coordinate with Marcus Harrison to pressure his wife into terminating a healthy pregnancy? Dr. Raymond won't look at me. I was providing support to a family member. Vanessa is my niece. She was pregnant. Marcus was conflicted. I was trying to help him navigate a difficult situation by coaching him on how to manipulate his wife during a medical appointment. Patricia's voice is ice. By offering to use your position as her physician to convince her to terminate. I never explicitly told Mrs. Harrison to terminate. You created an environment of medical doubt, Patricia says. You brought up termination options when none were medically indicated. You used your authority as her doctor to make her question whether her healthy pregnancy was viable. That's not counseling. That's coercion. I lean forward. You did this to someone else 5 years ago. A woman filed a complaint. It was dismissed, but it's on record. Dr. Raymond's face goes white. I have 32 pages of text messages, I continue, where you tell Marcus to make me seem emotionally unstable, where you advise him to mention financial strain and career sacrifices, where you say, I've done this before, trust me. I pull out the anonymous envelope. Patricia has already submitted copies, but I want them to see the original. I place it on the table in front of Dr. Weinstein. Someone who works in this hospital sent me these. Someone who watched you do this before. Someone who's been waiting 5 years for the chance to stop you. Dr. Weinstein reads through the pages. His expression darkens with each one. When he's done, he looks at Dr. Raymond. At 11:47 p.m. the night before Mrs. Harrison's appointment, you texted Marcus Harrison and said, if Emily terminates, it makes everything cleaner. No child support, no custody battles. You weren't providing medical counsel. You were strategizing how to eliminate a legal complication. You were acting as a family member, not a physician, Dr. Weinstein says, and in doing so, you violated every ethical standard we hold. You breached patient confidentiality, you created a conflict of interest, and you attempted to manipulate a patient's medical decisions for personal reasons. One of the male board members speaks up. Mrs. Harrison, you mentioned an ultrasound tech was present. Miss Chen? Sarah Chen, I confirm. She heard my husband whisper to Dr. Raymond, please, you have to make her reconsider. She's willing to testify. We'll need her statement, Dr. Weinstein says. Patricia hands over the document. Already submitted. Page 38 of the evidence file. The board reviews in silence. It takes 20 minutes. I sit there, hand on my belly, feeling my daughter kick. This is who he asked you to counsel out of existence, I think. This person. This life. This heartbeat at 156 beats per minute. Finally, Dr. Weinstein speaks. Dr. Raymond, this board finds sufficient evidence of ethics violations to warrant immediate suspension of your hospital privileges pending a full investigation. We're recommending review by the state medical board for potential license suspension. You'll be notified of the next steps within 10 days. Dr. Raymond stands so fast his chair tips backward. This is a witch hunt. She's angry about her failing marriage, and she's taking it out on me. You texted her husband coaching him on how to manipulate her, one of the female board members snaps. You admitted you've done this before. You used your position as her physician to advance a personal agenda. This isn't a witch hunt, Dr. Raymond. This is accountability. He leaves. His lawyer follows, trying to whisper something, but Dr. Raymond shakes him off. When the door closes, Dr. Weinstein turns to me. Mrs. Harrison, I'm sorry for what you've experienced. For the violation of trust, this should never have happened. Thank you, I say. My voice is steady. I'm not crying. I'm not shaking. I'm just relieved. Thank you for listening. Patricia walks me to the car. When we're outside, away from the building, I finally let myself breathe. He's done, Patricia says. The state board will revoke his license. He'll never practice medicine again. Good. Now we focus on Marcus. Marcus's employer, Consolidated Financial Group, launches their own investigation 3 days after the medical board hearing. Roger has provided them with copies of the hotel receipts. 17 stays at the Riverside Hotel, all charged to Marcus's corporate card and submitted as client entertainment expenses. Meeting with Johnson Portfolio Group, the expense reports say. Dinner with Stedman investors. Client names that either don't exist or have no record of meeting with Marcus on those dates. The HR director calls me directly. Her name is Sharon Liu, and she sounds tired. Mrs. Harrison, I want you to know we take fraud very seriously. We've reviewed Mr. Harrison's expense reports going back 18 months. We've found 43 instances of falsified claims totaling over $62,000. $62,000, money that should have gone to actual business expenses, money the company paid him for fake client meetings while he was sleeping with Vanessa. What happens now? I ask. He's been terminated, effective immediately. We're considering whether to pursue criminal charges for fraud, but at minimum, he'll be required to repay the full amount plus penalties. Thank you for telling me. Mrs. Harrison, Sharon says carefully, I've been in HR for 20 years. I've seen a lot of marriages fall apart, but I've never seen someone weaponize their job, their wife's health care, and corporate resources the way your husband did. I hope you take him for everything. I'm planning on it. The divorce mediation happens in early November. I'm 7 months pregnant now. Moving is uncomfortable. Sitting is uncomfortable. But walking into that conference room and watching Marcus's face when Patricia lays out our demands, that's worth every bit of discomfort. Judge Hartley, retired, now working as a mediator, sits at the head of the table. Marcus and his lawyer on one side, Patricia and me on the other. Court reporter documenting everything. Patricia opens the binder. Our binder, 3 inches thick, black leather, spine cracked from repeated opening. We're asking for full legal and physical custody, Patricia begins. Mr. Harrison attempted to coerce his wife into terminating their pregnancy with assistance from her physician. He falsified corporate expense reports to fund an extramarital affair. He has demonstrated sustained deception, financial irresponsibility, and a fundamental unwillingness to prioritize his child's welfare. Marcus's lawyer, a younger guy who looks like he graduated law school last year, clears his throat. My client has made mistakes, but he has rights as a father. We're requesting joint custody and an equitable division of assets. Joint custody, I repeat, of the child he asked a doctor to eliminate? Judge Hartley looks at Marcus. Mr. Harrison, did you or did you not request that Dr. Raymond counsel your wife toward termination of this pregnancy? Marcus won't answer. His lawyer answers for him. My client was experiencing stress due to his personal situation. That's not an answer to the question, Judge Hartley says. Mr. Harrison, I'm asking you directly. Did you coordinate with Dr. Raymond to pressure your wife into terminating? Silence. Your silence is noted, Judge Hartley says. Ms. Reeves, continue. Patricia pulls out the bank statements, the hotel receipts, the jewelry purchases, the Napa Valley weekend during my grandmother's funeral. Mr. Harrison has spent over $80,000 on his affair, Patricia says, including $62,000 in falsified corporate expenses for which he's currently under investigation. He has demonstrated a pattern of financial deception that renders him unfit to make decisions regarding his child's welfare or to be trusted with joint assets. Marcus's lawyer tries again. My client is willing to enter counseling to make amends. He recognizes he's made poor choices. Poor choices? I interrupt. I can't help it. He didn't make poor choices. He executed a systematic plan to erase our daughter before she could exist, with help from a medical professional for another woman's baby that wasn't even his. Marcus's head snaps up. What? Patricia slides the DNA results across the table. Vanessa Hartley's baby, probability of paternity 0.00%. She lied to you, Mr. Harrison, just like you lied to your wife. I watch his face crumble. Watch him realize he destroyed his marriage, his career, his reputation, for a woman who was using him, for a baby that was never his, for a future that never existed. No joint custody, Judge Hartley says. Mr. Harrison will have supervised visitation rights pending completion of court-ordered counseling and a psychological evaluation. Mrs. Harrison will retain full legal and physical custody. Marcus's lawyer starts to object, but Judge Hartley cuts him off. No reconciliation, she continues. No shared assets beyond what's legally mandated. Mr. Harrison will be responsible for child support calculated at the state maximum rate. Plus, he will contribute to all medical expenses, childcare, and educational costs. She looks at Marcus. No second chances, Mr. Harrison. You attempted to manipulate your wife's health care, betray her trust, and eliminate your own child. Those aren't mistakes. Those are choices, and choices have consequences. Marcus signs the papers. His hands are shaking. When it's done, he looks at me once. I'm sorry, he says. No, you're not, I reply. You're sorry you got caught. He leaves. His lawyer follows. Patricia packs up the binder. You won, she says. I survived, I correct. There's a difference. 2 weeks later, an envelope arrives at Claire's house. Not manila this time. Cream-colored, expensive stationery. I recognize the handwriting before I open it. Marcus's mother, Patricia. Inside 3 pages, handwritten in shaky cursive. Ink smudged in 2 places, tears, maybe. Dear Emily, I don't know if you'll read this. I wouldn't blame you if you threw it away without opening it. But I need to say these things, even if you never forgive me. We failed you. Richard and I, Andrew and Jennifer. We came to Claire's house 4 weeks ago intending to protect our son. We were so focused on defending Marcus, on preserving our family's reputation, that we forgot you are our family. Or you were. You deserved our protection, not our accusations. We raised Marcus to believe that family is everything, that you don't abandon people you love, that marriage is sacred. And then when you needed us to remember those values, we forgot to include you in that definition. What Marcus did with Dr. Raymond, with Vanessa, with your pregnancy, it's unforgivable. We understand that now. We've spent these weeks reading the evidence, talking to our pastor, trying to understand how we raised a son who could do something so cruel. We don't have good answers, but we know we made it worse by choosing him over you. We're ashamed. We're sorry. And we want you to know that your daughter will always have grandparents who love her if you'll allow us that privilege. We've opened a college fund in her name, $15,000 to start. It's not enough. It will never be enough, but it's something. We hope someday you can forgive us. Until then, we'll be here, waiting. With love and regret, Patricia and Richard, I'm crying by the 2nd page. Claire is sitting next to me in the kitchen, reading over my shoulder. When I finish, she hands me a tissue. They're learning, she says softly. It doesn't erase the harm. No, but it starts something. Apologies don't erase harm, but they can start healing. Drop A if you've forgiven someone who learned. I fold the letter carefully and put it back in the envelope. I'll keep it. Not in the evidence binder, that's for documentation of betrayal, but somewhere safe, as proof that people can change, that families can heal, even after fracture. 3 weeks later, I go into labor. It's December 3rd, 2 weeks early, but the doctors say everything's fine. Claire drives me to the hospital, not the one where Dr. Raymond worked, a different one across town. Devin stays home with their kids, and when the contractions get close, when it's time to push, Claire is the one holding my hand. You've got this, she whispers. You and Nora. You've been fighting together this whole time. You can do this. Nora. We decided on the name 2 weeks ago. It means light. After everything dark, we wanted light. She's born at 4:47 a.m. 6 pounds, 3 ounces, dark hair, blue eyes that will probably turn brown like mine. And when they place her on my chest, skin to skin, I whisper the words I've been practicing. Your dad didn't think we'd make it, but look at us now. We're here. We're whole. And we're never going back. She makes a sound, not quite a cry, more like a question. I answer with my heartbeat, with my breath, with the promise that I will always choose her, always fight for her, always believe her. Claire is crying, the nurse is crying, I'm crying, but they're good tears, clean tears, the kind that wash away everything that came before. 6 months later, I'm standing in front of 12 women in a community center meeting room. Support group for medical betrayal survivors, victims of physicians who violated trust, who weaponized healthcare, who put personal interests above patient welfare. I started the group 3 months ago. We meet every Tuesday evening. Claire co-facilitates when she can. I'm holding Nora on my hip. She's 6 months old now, chunky and happy, reaching for the coffee urn on the table. I shift her to my other side and begin. Thank you all for coming. For those who are new, my name is Emily. 6 months ago, I gave birth to this little one after a pregnancy that was complicated. A few women nod. They know complicated. They've lived it. My obstetrician coordinated with my husband to try to convince me to terminate a wanted pregnancy. He coached my husband on language to use. He offered to make it sound medical. He used his position as my doctor to advance someone else's agenda. I pause. Nora grabs my hair. I gently unwrap her fingers. I reported him. The medical board suspended his license. The state board revoked it permanently. He'll never practice medicine again. My marriage ended. I lost people I thought were family, but I gained something too. I look around the room, at faces that have been broken and are rebuilding, at women who understand what it means to have your safe space violated, your body politicized, your choices questioned by the very people supposed to protect you. I gain clarity, I say, about who deserves my trust, about what family really means, and about the fact that sometimes the people who hurt us most are the ones who swore to help us. One of the new women raises her hand. How did you do it? How did you fight back when everyone was telling you to stay quiet? I think about that question, about the ultrasound appointment, the parking lot, the second phone, Claire's kitchen, the evidence binder, the medical board hearing, all of it. I didn't do it alone, I say. I had my sister. I had a lawyer. I had an ultrasound tech who heard what happened and offered to be a witness. I had a private investigator who found the truth. And I had someone anonymous, someone who worked in the hospital, who risked their job to send me evidence. I set down the blue ceramic mug I've been holding. Claire brought matching mugs for the whole group. The same one she gave me that first day. The one that traveled from her kitchen to a medical board hearing to this support group. This mug, I say, has been with me through everything. It's just a mug, chipped handle, nothing special. But it reminds me that you don't need fancy tools to rebuild your life. You just need people who believe you, people who'll sit with you while you cry, people who'll hand you evidence when you're ready to fight. I pull out the framed photo I brought, the ultrasound from September the 17th, the one Dr. Raymond printed right before Marcus asked him to make me reconsider. I've added a caption in my own handwriting at the bottom. The day we both started fighting. I framed the ultrasound from the day everything fell apart, I say. Not because I want to remember the pain, but because I want Nora to know, someday when she's old enough to understand, that we survived something hard together, that she was worth fighting for, that I chose her every single time. Nora babbles something that sounds like agreement. The women laugh. It's soft, collective laughter. The kind that comes after crying, the kind that means healing. Your stories aren't over either, I tell them. Maybe you're still in the middle, maybe you're at the medical board hearing, maybe you're gathering evidence, maybe you're sitting in your sister's kitchen drinking tea and wondering if you'll survive this. You will. Not because you're strong, though you are, but because you're not alone. Because there are people who will believe you, who will fight with you, who will hand you evidence and witnesses and ceramic mugs and say, we don't leave when we're pregnant. We leave when we're ready. The meeting lasts an hour. Women share stories. We cry together. We strategize together. When it's over, I drive home to the apartment Claire helped me find. 1 bedroom, small kitchen, but it's mine. No shared bank accounts, no hidden phones, no ultrasound appointments that turn into ambushes. I put Nora to bed in her crib, the one Claire and Devin bought, the one with soft sheets and a mobile of stars. She falls asleep holding my finger. When she's breathing deep and steady, I go to my own room. The framed ultrasound hangs above my bed, not in the nursery, in my room, where I can see it first thing every morning, where I remember what I'm building, who I'm building it for. There's a photo next to it, recent, taken last week. Nora and me and Claire, 3 generations of women who refused to stay quiet, who chose truth over comfort, who built a family out of choice, not obligation. I pick up my phone. There's a message from Sarah, the ultrasound tech. She's joined the support group, started coming last month. Thank you for tonight, she writes, for creating this space. I've been carrying guilt for 5 years about the things I saw and didn't report. Being here helps. I write back. You reported when it mattered. You were my witness. That's everything. There's also a message from Patricia, Marcus's mother. She sends one every few weeks, updates on the college fund, photos of things she's bought for Nora, invitations to visit, always with the caveat, only if you're ready, no pressure. Tonight's message says, saw your photo with Nora on Claire's Facebook. She's beautiful. You're an incredible mother. I'm so proud of you. I don't respond immediately. I'm still learning what it means to rebuild trust with people who failed me. But I saved the message. Maybe someday I'll be ready. Maybe not. Either way, I'm in control now. I look at the ultrasound one more time before turning off the light. 156 beats per minute. That heartbeat, Nora's heartbeat, it's still strong, still steady, still fighting. And so am I. Your story isn't over either. If you've rebuilt from betrayal, or if you're still rebuilding, this story is for you. Share it with someone who needs to know they can survive this. And tell me in the comments, who's in your chosen family? I'll read everyone.